The wholesale and retail SETA covers the distributive sector, all sizes of enterprise, from the tiny to the gigantic. There are 37 subsectors. It's a highly competitive sector where price is king and margins are low. The 37 subsectors include more than 65,000 enterprises, ranging from giant wholesalers to spaza shops.
Since the launch of the International Leadership Development Program in 2009 by the Wholesale and Retail SETA, 75 alumni and 36 candidates graduated last week. The main objective of the program is to expose high-potential senior managers from across the wholesale and retail sector to co-learning opportunities in South Africa, the US, Canada, Europe, China and India. Joining us to talk more on the development program, we have the Chief Executive Officer of the Wholesale and Retail Sector, or SETA rather, that is Ntate Joel Degole, and one of the graduates, Yonde Landima. You at home can join into our discussion. Our number is at the bottom of the screen. Call us. We'd love to hear from you. We're also on Facebook and Twitter for your comments. Good morning to you and thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Ntate Degole, now the program has been running for about 4 years. Tell us how it's grown since 2009.
Well, in 2009 we enrolled about 15 candidates. And over the past 3 years we've had close to about 38 candidates. So we now have an alumni of close to 100 candidates who have now gone through the program. And as a wholesale and retail SETA, we're extremely proud of all these candidates who've gone through the program, because these are the young people in those organizations who a few years ago we were told by their management that they were not there. And we've been able, through this program, to actually find them and expose them to the global competition, the global retail environment. So we are extremely proud. We've just graduated 36 last week with our partnership with GIBS.
You are a graduate of the program, and you have a standing career in the wholesale and retail sector, but a lot of people might see it as a very menial sector. You know, they don't believe that there's value in starting at the bottom and packing shelves and working your way up. Tell us what attracted you to the sector.
There is future in the retail industry, and I think being passionate about consumer rights is what has attracted me to the retail sector.
What value have you drawn from being part of this development program?
Quite a lot, because I mean, for me, it was a holistic learning experience, and given the partnership with GIBS, I mean, it not only helped me to enhance my professional and career development, but helped me grow as a person as well.
Right.
Well, firstly, GIBS is a well-renowned business school. The executive programs they run are world-class, and we felt as an organization that it was important to talk to an organization like GIBS and say to them, we have a program that we want to expose our retailers to. And we want the partnership with GIBS, with their faculty, with their expertise and experience in wholesale and retail sector worldwide.
2 years ago, GIBS, the Gordon Institute of Business, was selected as the business school to accredit this program, and it just gets better and better.
But the other value that we've derived from this program is that it's now an accredited program. It's accredited just like one of GIBS programs, the Senior Management Development Program, which is anchored at level 7. Now, a level 7 means it's almost like a mini MBA or a postgrad diploma or degree. And the idea is that those who've gone through the program and are qualified on the program can then continue either to do an MBA in retail, PhD. We need a lot of research in this sector. So it just opens all the avenues for those that want to progress.
How competitive is the wholesale and retail sector internationally, and how is that motivating you to really come back to South Africa and putting to good use the skills that you required to advance the development of the sector in this country?
It is very competitive. In fact, one of the highlights of the program, which I'm grateful for, is the fact that it exposed us to international best practices, because you cannot be competitive if you don't continually enhance your learning. So going to USA and to Canada and to UK helped expose us to one of the conglomerates, and the plenary sessions and the meetings with global leaders helped us as well to benchmark South Africa against the first world countries, and compared to those countries that we visited, we are competitive because South Africa is not that far behind.
The majority of the citizens were precluded from partaking and contributing to the economy of our country. This project is aimed at equipping people who were previously marginalized with the necessary skills and know-how to manage and develop businesses in the wholesale and retail sector.
Canada and South Africa share very long-standing partnership with the sector and education and training program set up by the South African government to bridge the skills gap in the workplace. And while the objective of this program is to contribute significantly to the personal and professional development of each one of these professionals, it also provides a platform in which to relate experiences and skills to the South African retail model.
Every time the South African delegation arrives, you can see the passion in their eyes, and retailers in Canada and in South Africa are passionate. So this is a great way for both countries to share, to learn, and to be able to be better in society as business people, as retailers, as contributors. This is so exciting, and what an honor.
We started somewhere with a pre-learnership without employers. And that is how the CETA trusted us and took a decision to do what we are doing today. From that pre-learnership, we graduated about 100 learners. It was 100 learners, they all graduated. We then moved into a learnership. We took those learners into a learnership. Out of that learnership, we had 100% again, but at the same time, we had about 70% that was employed. And we had about 6 dropouts, and the 15 couldn't continue. Already have touched the result, behavior. We didn't recommend them to continue. Then out of that program, we then proposed a national program. The national program started with where W&RSETA approved a project for 404 learners from the 5 provinces. But in our programs, we currently are targeting major towns. Those towns were Johannesburg and Pretoria, because they are closer, Cape Town, Durban, Bloemfontein, and PE. We are still debating the question in PE, whether we do PE and East London. But also that depends on the availability of workspace.
For us, this is a wonderful day because we are making a difference in disabled people's lives. Many years ago, I would not have dreamt that we would be where we are today. We really appreciate and acknowledge the partnership that we've had with the various institutions who have made this occasion possible. That today we have graduates, people with disabilities who are graduating in terms of their skills development. This project that we have in the trust is part of the priorities of the present government to create jobs.
To master your present is to be the master of your destiny.
This journey of 1,000 miles started for Retail Relate in 2011 when W&RSETA tasked Retail Relate to project manage the Unemployed Youth Assistance Program. To the SETAs, they just added another service provider to the books, so they thought. To Retail Relate, it catapulted us into the dynamic world of skills development and capacity building.
Our brief from SETA was to attract, recruit, place and train 196 unemployed youth from Johannesburg and surrounds to become the next generation of retail managers in South Africa.
Lee said, "You know what, Derek? We will have to go into these communities, whether they are ravaged by drugs, violence, unequal opportunities. We will have to find these diamonds." And off we go.
They found me in the small township of Forster's. I heard about the learnership through a friend of mine, and we applied together.
We went to what turned out to be a mad Mamelodi, a dusty Tembisa, and an almost hopeless Regenpark.
Before the URAP, I would used to babysit for my neighbors, and I would sit at home at times when there was nothing to do.
On an average day, like I would just wake up, I would like do my normal routine. Maybe I would find stuff to do, like maybe wash my techies just to get by, find out from friends if they know anything about jobs.
The support and cooperation from community leaders and principals was unbelievable.
A crazy 2 months followed, which took us into the most deprived urban and peripheral areas of Johannesburg, and all of this culminated into a launch at Stone Cradle in April of 2011.
A few weeks into the program, it became quite clear that we had taken on a mammoth task with lots of challenges.
By then, it was full steam ahead with training and effectively changing the life of others less fortunate than ourselves. Only this time, the journey took on epic proportions. It took us into the world of Chief Minga and his people, the humble people of Venda. We've met up with King David Letloli in Kuruman. We've made long life friends with Anne Matlosa in Botshabelo.
While cementing our relationship with grassroots communities, we also brought on board some of the biggest and most progressive retailers in South Africa.
To us, this journey is far from over. In fact, the URAP turned out to be the precursor to what is going to become one of the biggest, the most unique and the most powerful skills development program in South Africa.
I see my future so bright at this moment, you know, like I'm confident, like everything I have to do, I will do it. Like I have to get my dreams. Retail Relate in this learnership just pushed me in the right direction. It opened my eyes and I'm going all in.
The future looks bright and beautiful. I have a new outlook in life now, and graduating means opening more doors for me to become a manager.
It's a very competitive environment in South Africa for the retail, so they need to be on their toes with creativity, innovation, and learn and never stop learning.
We know that most of the learners who are currently employed are also looking at continuing with their qualifications, and that is something that we truly support, and we are ready to work with them as they realize their long life dreams. I think from the management perspective, all that I would love to say is to thank all the managers in the organization and all the staff members who've made a contribution to W&RSETA. For the successes that we celebrate would not have been possible without everyone's contribution in this organization. I'd also like to say to the different chairpersons of the board who've come and gone that it was through their input that the board was able to carry out its governance mandate.